15 years addicted, 47 rehabs, 47 failures. My mother found me unconscious for the third time. Overdose. The paramedics said I was dead for 2 minutes. Clinically dead, no heartbeat, no breathing, nothing. That was 8 years ago. Today I'm 8 years clean, married, father of 2 kids I almost never met. I have a job, a house, a life, things I thought were impossible when I was using. My name is Derek Williams. I'm 43 years old, and I'm going to tell you about the voice I heard during those 2 minutes of clinical death. A voice that wasn't human, a voice that told me something that changed absolutely everything when the paramedics brought me back. I'm going to tell you why 47 rehabs failed. It wasn't because I didn't try hard enough. It wasn't because the programs were bad. It was because I was trying to quit for the wrong reason, and until I literally died, I didn't understand what the right reason was. If you're trapped in addiction, if you've tried to quit 1,000 times and failed, if you think it's impossible for you specifically, this video is not a coincidence. It's for you, and what I'm about to tell you might save your life because it saved mine. I started using when I was 21, just partying at first, cocaine on weekends. Nothing serious, I told myself. Everyone was doing it. By 23, I was using every day. By 25, I had moved to heroin because it was cheaper and easier to find. By 27, I had lost my job, my apartment, my girlfriend, and any sense of who I used to be. I was living in my car, stealing from my own mother to get high, lying about everything. I knew I had a problem. Everyone knew I had a problem, and I tried to quit. God, I tried. Rehab number 1 was court-ordered after my first possession charge. 28 days. I made it 3 days after release before I used again. Rehab number 2 was 6 months later. My mother begged me to go, took out a loan she couldn't afford. I lasted a week after that one. Then it became a pattern. Get clean for the duration of the program. Feel good for a few days. Then the cravings would start, the anxiety, the depression, the voice in my head saying one more time won't hurt. And I'd use, and I'd be right back where I started, except worse. Because now I also had to carry the shame of another failure. By the time I hit rehab number 20, I had stopped believing it was possible. I went through the motions because my family wouldn't give up on me. But inside, I had given up on myself. I knew every word they were going to say in group therapy. I knew all the steps. I knew the science of addiction. I could recite the Serenity Prayer in my sleep, but none of it stuck. None of it changed anything. Because knowing what to do and being able to do it are two completely different things. Rehabs 21 through 47 blur together. Different facilities, same result, in and out, clean and using, hope and despair. My mother aged 10 years in those 5 years. My father stopped talking to me altogether. My brother changed his phone number. I had burned every bridge, destroyed every relationship. I was 35 years old, and I had nothing. No one. Nothing but the next high. The worst part wasn't the physical withdrawal. I've gone through that more times than I can count. The shaking, the sweating, the pain, the nausea. That eventually passes. The worst part was the mental torture. Knowing you're destroying yourself, knowing you're hurting everyone who loves you, wanting desperately to stop and not being able to, waking up every morning hating yourself, promising yourself today will be different, and using by noon anyway. That's the hell of addiction. It's not the drug, it's the prison inside your own mind. My mother found me on March 15th, 2017. I had been using alone in her garage. She wasn't supposed to be home. I had shot up more than usual because I wanted to feel something, anything. I wanted to either get high enough to forget or high enough to not wake up. I didn't care which anymore. She found me blue, not breathing. She called 911, started CPR. The paramedics arrived 6 minutes later. By then I had been without oxygen for almost 4 minutes. My heart had stopped. They shocked me twice, nothing. They loaded me into the ambulance still doing CPR, shocked me again, nothing. The senior paramedic looked at his watch. He was about to call it. My mother was screaming, and then something happened that I cannot explain with science or logic. I was watching from above. I could see my body in the ambulance. I could see the paramedics working on me. I could see my mother in the vehicle behind us, and I could see that I was gone. My body was empty. I felt this overwhelming sense of peace. No pain, no cravings, no shame, just peace. And I thought, this is it. This is finally over. I can rest. But then I heard a voice, not with my ears. I didn't have ears in that moment, but I heard it in my being, clear as anything I've ever heard. And the voice said, it's not your time. You have work to do. You have children who need you to live. Go back and I felt myself being pulled, like a rope around my chest, pulling me down, back into my body. And the pain came flooding back, and I gasped, and my heart started beating. The paramedics couldn't believe it. 7 minutes of CPR, 3 shocks. I should have been brain dead if I survived at all, but I was there, alive, changed. I spent 4 days in ICU. When I woke up fully, my first thought wasn't about getting high. For the first time in 15 years, my first thought was not about drugs. It was about that voice. It's not your time. You have children who need you to live. I didn't have children. I had never been a father, but the voice said I would be. And for some reason, I believed it. I don't know why, but I believed it with every fiber of my being. When I got out of the hospital, I didn't go to rehab number 48. I went to a church. I hadn't been to church since I was a kid. I didn't even know if I believed in God, but I went. And I sat in the back, and I cried, and I prayed a prayer I had never prayed before. I didn't pray, help me quit. I didn't pray, take away my addiction. I prayed, if you're real, if that was really you talking to me, show me what work I'm supposed to do. Show me why you sent me back, because I can't do this for myself anymore. I've tried. 47 times I've tried. I need a reason bigger than me. Show me the reason. That night I went to an AA meeting. Not because court ordered me, not because my family begged me, but because I wanted to hear other people's stories. I wanted to know if anyone else had experienced what I experienced. And I met my sponsor that night. His name is Marcus. He had 30 years clean. 30 years. And he told me something no one had ever told me in 47 rehabs. He said, Derek, you can't stay clean for yourself. It doesn't work. Self-preservation isn't strong enough to fight this disease. You need something bigger than you. For me, it's God and it's my grandkids. For you, you need to find your reason. And when you find it, hold on to it like your life depends on it, because it does. I started working the steps, really working them, not just going through the motions. I got honest, brutally honest about what I had done, who I had hurt, what I had become. I made amends where I could. I asked for forgiveness knowing I didn't deserve it. And slowly, one day at a time, I started to believe that maybe I could do this. Maybe the voice was right. Maybe I did have work to do. 3 months into my sobriety, I met Sarah at a recovery meeting. She was 2 years clean. Single mother of 2 kids, 5-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son. She had lost custody during her active addiction and had just gotten them back. We became friends first, then more. And 6 months into my sobriety, I realized those kids were the reason. Those were the children who needed me to live. Not biologically mine, but mine in every way that mattered. I became their father. Legally adopted them 2 years later. And every single day when I wake up, I look at their faces and I remember the voice. It's not your time. You have children who need you to live, and I know why I'm alive. I know why I was sent back. I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't been easy. There are days I still think about using, days where the cravings hit me like a truck, days where I'm anxious or depressed or angry and my brain screams at me that one hit would fix it all. But then I look at my kids, I look at Sarah, I look at the life I've built one day at a time. And I remember that I died once already. I know what death feels like. And this, right now, this is life. Real life, hard life, beautiful life. And I'm not throwing it away. 8 years clean, 2,920 days. And every single one of those days was a choice. The first year was the hardest. The second year was hard in different ways. The third year, I started to feel like myself again. The fourth year, I started helping other addicts. The fifth year, I became a sponsor. The sixth year, I watched one of my sponsees celebrate a year clean, and I cried harder than I did at my own celebration. The seventh year, my daughter told me she was proud of me. The eighth year, I'm telling you this story because if one person hears it and decides to try one more time, then all of it was worth it. Every failed rehab, every overdose, every moment of hell, worth it if it helps one person. Here's what I know now that I didn't know in 47 rehabs. You cannot get clean for yourself. Self-love doesn't work when you hate yourself. Self-preservation doesn't work when you want to die. You need something bigger than you. For some people, it's God. For some, it's their kids. For some, it's a vision of who they want to become. For me, it was all three. But you need a reason that's stronger than the addiction. A reason that makes you choose life even when life is excruciatingly hard. And when you find that reason, you hold on to it. You tattoo it on your soul. You let it be the voice that's louder than the voice telling you to use. And here's the other thing I know. Relapse doesn't mean failure. I failed 47 times before something finally worked. 47 times. If I had given up after failure number 10 or 20 or 40, I wouldn't be here. My kids wouldn't have a father. Sarah wouldn't have a husband. The 12 guys I sponsor wouldn't have support. Every attempt taught me something. Every failure got me closer to the truth that I needed a bigger reason. So if you've tried and failed, try again. But this time, find your reason first. Don't try to quit because you know you should. Try because you found something worth living for that's bigger than the high. I died for 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, I met God. Not in a church, not in a program, but in the space between heartbeats. And he told me it wasn't my time. He told me I had work to do. 8 years later, I know what that work is. It's being a father. It's being a husband. It's being a sponsor. It's helping other addicts find their reason. It's telling you right now that you can do this. Even if you've tried 100 times, you can do this. Find your reason, hold on to it, and choose life. One day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time, but choose life because you have work to do too. You just might not know it yet, but I promise you, your life matters more than you can see right now. Fight for it. I'm proof it's possible. If I can make it out after 15 years and 47 failed attempts, so can you.